Sunday Night Baseball analyst Jessica Mendoza once said, "He's just the most consistent hitter, defender, player that plays baseball right now. He can do it all the time." I would tell someone watching him, try to find a mistake. She was talking about Mike Trout, who some have called the LeBron James of baseball. Mike Trout is the special one. Mike Trout is a possible GOAT, but certainly one of the best right now in the MLB, with 3 American League MVP awards and 10 MLB All-Star appearances. We certainly think Mike is an amazing player, but since nobody's asking our opinion, here are what MLB legends have said about him. Stick around for a few surprises from some of the baseball's greats. Good things were said as well as bad, even though none would matter to the greatness that Trout is. After all, even Trout's scouting reports were not glamorous at all. Before he became an MVP with a 12-year max contract worth a mind-blowing $426 million from the Angels, which is the 3rd richest contract in professional sport in general, by the way, he was considered the 85th best in all of baseball by Baseball America, after coming from a 25th overall pick in 2009. In his scouting reports, we heard things like these: "If he goes yard more than a half dozen times, be thankful." And another report said, "Could be a decent regular, nothing more." Well, all we can say is, LOL. After all these statements, Trout in his first 5 seasons led the American League in wins above replacements. Okay, now let's get to why we're here. The legends. We will start with the highly venerated Tony La Russa, who is the current coach of the Chicago White Sox and a former baseball player himself. On MLB Network Radio, he was asked about what he thought of Mike Trout, and the coach had this to say: "You know, that's a great question. I can tell a quick story. In my first year as an assignment scout for Commissioner Selig, I'm touring the camps. One of the first stops is in Tempe. I go say hello to Mike. Then I say hello to Albert, and he points to the guy. He says, 'That's the greatest player I've ever seen in my life.' And he was talking about Mike Trout as a rookie. I said, 'Who's that?' He said, 'It's Mike Trout. Remember, they sent him down and brought him back up?' And that shows you the knowledge in Albert is not only a great player, but a great scout." But La Russa got to see the kid play, and he was beyond impressed. In that radio show, he went further to say, "Mike plays the whole game in the way you're supposed to play it for your team. He handles the success with so much class and professionalism, and that's one of the reasons with him in the prime of his career that the Angels are very motivated to surround him with a playoff-type team." After spending 33 years as a professional coach, that was big coming from La Russa. Let's not also forget Albert Pujols in that mix. Pujols is also another legend who has praised Trout, and from that, La Russa had said he was one of the few persons that were fortunate to see the greatness in him early on. Pujols should be given a medal if you ask me. Nevertheless, something happened with Pujols and Trout. It was in 2014 when Pujols was still teammates with Mike Trout. Trout was only playing his 2nd season and had already made an All-Star appearance. Then someone asked Pujols if he was motivated to put up the same numbers as Mike. Pujols wasn't pleased with this question. In his response, he said, "Can you imagine someone saying that to me? I felt like saying, 'Come on, are you serious? Are you asking me that? Check out my numbers. I know what Mike Trout has done in his first 2 years is pretty special, but when you look at my numbers, I've been doing this for almost 14 years. The only guy in baseball who can match the numbers I put up is Barry Bonds. And someone's asking if I can put up numbers like Mike Trout. Are you freaking kidding me?" But he wasn't all bitter about the whole issue, as he went on to say, quote, "He's a great kid who always wants to learn and is so humble. But if it takes someone comparing me to Mike Trout to motivate me, it's time for me to get out of the game." And Pujols is still killing it in the game. He has just participated in the 2022 All-Star team at age 42. Trout, on the other hand, only used 4 seasons to get into the Hall of Fame deliberation. In the year 2017, Trout already had 48.5 wins above replacement, which was more than several Hall of Famers such as Jim Rice, 47.4, Lou Brock, 45.2, and Chuck Klein, 43.6, among many others. And he's gone on to surpass even more Hall of Famers by shattering and setting more records. But this is not a show to compare legends. Yes, you heard that right. Trout is indeed a legend. He might still be playing and may have had a rough 2021 season due to injury, but he's put up numbers only legends can achieve. Just take a look at some of his records for a minute. In the years 2014, 2016, and 2019, he was the American League MVP. He's won the All-Star MVP twice. He's been named to the MLB All-Star First Team 2 times. He's also been named Player of the Week and Player of the Month 5 times, respectively. In the year 2012, despite the unfavorable scouting reports, he won Rookie of the Year, and from that year till the pandemic of 2020, he was named the Los Angeles Angels Player of the Year 9 times in a row. He's been honored 10 times for all the All-Star games. How about his 8-time Silver Slugger Award at outfield? It's just mind-blowing what Trout has managed to do. Since we're getting opinions on Trout from legends, how about we get one from him? After all, the great American financier Bernard Baruch did say, quote, "Be who you are, say what you feel, because those who mind don't matter, and those who matter don't mind." And Mike knows who he is and isn't afraid of saying it one bit. After a calf injury prevented him from playing nothing more than 36 games last season, he's healthy again. And when asked in an interview with Sports Illustrated if he should still be considered as a top player amongst the reigns of players like Fernando Tatis Jr., Shohei Ohtani, and Juan Soto, he responded saying, "I don't worry about any of that. I know what I'm capable of. I know if I go out there for a full season, I'm going to be the best player on the field. I've always had that mentality, that mindset, and I know it. I feel like I'm getting better every year. I'm learning more." And maybe he is right. At the end of this season, he might just end up the best player. He's currently number 2 behind teammate Shohei Ohtani in the MLB player rankings so far this year. And according to Joe Maddon, former Angels coach, he's a safety valve for the team. Here's Maddon talking about Trout in May 2022, just a month before he was fired. "It's great for the rest of the group. It's like a safety valve or a guard that he's there. He's quietly having an outstanding year. People are talking like they always do, but if you start extrapolating out again what he's doing right now by the end of the season, I'll take it." But it's true, and I've had other players like that where they quietly go about and you look up and it's like, whoa, when you see their numbers up on the board. For someone who has won 3 Managers of the Year awards and has been a World Series champion twice, we can also call that a statement from a legend. Let's hear it from another baseball legend, Alex Rodriguez. Speaking to reporters on a conference call concerning the $426 million max contract given to Mike Trout in 2019, A-Rod had said, "He's the best player in a $10 billion annual business. When you invest in the very best, you're looking for a fair price for a great asset. You're not looking to pay a great price for a fair asset." Finally, the legendary sports writer Jason Stark once wrote, "We just understand that Trout's insane 10.5 WAR is one more clear indication that he's a better baseball player than even one of the greatest hitters of our lifetimes. If you want to toss in his slash line, his 62 extra base hits, his 92.3% stolen base success rate, or any other item on his stat sheet, you'll find that no player in the history of baseball has combined this much excellence in so many areas in the same season." Be sure to check out Baseball Plus for more incredible baseball videos. See you there.